Okay, real life success stories and nightmares with CVAs. Okay, so I am going to help you understand more about company voluntary arrangements, CVAs, through some real life stories. So hopefully you don't have to make your own mistakes on these. You can learn from the stories that I'm going to tell you now. Right, let's talk about this ABC Building Supplies Limited, right? Family run business. They was hit by a huge unexpected event. No, it wasn't COVID, that didn't help. But in addition to COVID and the cost of living crisis and the materials going through the roof, this company was actually hit by a massive insurance claim. One of their vans crashed. The insurance company didn't pay out. They went to the company for this money, put a huge hole in their cash flow. So we had a discussion about their business. We discussed their debts, their assets, and their cash flows, and they decided they were going to explore a CVA. So these things develop. You know, we went down there, we spent a lot of time with the directors, and we had to carefully plan and execute this CVA process. Now, the company, who's still in a CVA now as we speak, is managing to pay off all its debts. Its business has been saved by the process. It saved 80 jobs, okay? So in this circumstance, the CVA was absolutely perfect, still going now. It's paying all its suppliers back every penny that it owed them, and it's also keeping up to date with current obligations to suppliers, to HMRC, to bank funding. I'm going to tell you another story about a CVA challenge, okay? So this other company, XYZ Limited, was a retail company, okay? It was struggling even before COVID. COVID really kicked it while it was on the floor. Less people are on the high street. There are a number of sites that this business have. And they got in touch with somebody who, in my mind, they don't do anything other than CVAs, this firm. So they've gone out there, they've sort of sold them the dream with the CVA, okay? And as long as the landlord would have supported a more formal restructure, like a pre-pack admin or pre-pack liquidation, they wouldn't have needed a CVA. Anyway, they've been in the CVA, the payments are too high, and it failed. Yeah, it failed after 9 months, and they got forced into liquidation. They've wasted, in my view, a lot of money on this CVA. What would have been the better outcome, really, was to put it through a pre-pack process, buy it out the other end, or with the way that the high street is at the moment, actually cut the losses and throw the keys back. So this is a circumstance where a CVA should never have been proposed, in my humble opinion. And yeah, the business is no more. You know, there's nothing coming back on the other side. I'm going to talk to you about some key takeaways from each story. It's important that you understand what a CVA is, you understand the implications of a CVA, that you do not agree to a CVA because you're being pressured to. If you're doing a CVA proposal, it needs to be realistic. You don't want to be offering more than you can actually afford. How are you going to find that? Accurate information in your management accounts. A CVA is not a one-size-fits-all solution. You know, there's no diet that works for absolutely everybody. You know, it could work for you. It could be a great tool. It could be an absolute disaster. So I encourage anyone viewing this to seek professional advice if considering a CVA, and please don't shut your mind to other insolvency options. Remember, the sooner you take advice, the more likely there will be a better outcome. I hope you found this video useful. Chris Worden,